Every Claude Code tutorial teaches you to build. None teach you to deliver. I ship paid client projects from Spec to staging in 4 working days, solo, out of the same workspace where 3 of my own live products are running right now. If you've ever taken on client work and watched your own stuff break while you scramble to deliver, you know the problem. Most creators show you prototypes. I'll show you the delivery pipeline, the folder rules, and the 3 guardrails that keep client code from poisoning your products. I run this daily. Let's open the workspace. Here's the scenario nobody talks about. You sign a client. You're excited. You open your editor, start a new project, and 3 days later your own SaaS is throwing 500s because you accidentally edited a shared utility file at 1 a.m. trying to hit the client deadline. Or worse, you finished the client work clean, but you spent so much energy context switching that your own products went 2 weeks without a single commit. This is the actual bottleneck of running a one-person business with Claude Code. Building is easy. Delivering paid work without your own systems falling over is the hard part. So let me show you the exact pipeline I use. 3 live products in production, around 6 client projects per quarter, 0 hires, 1 Claude Code workspace. Average delivery from Spec to staging URL is 4 working days. Let's start with the part everyone gets wrong. The workspace layout. Open my home folder and you'll see 2 top-level directories, products and clients. That's the first rule. Products contains the 3 things I own and operate. Clients contains every paid engagement, each in its own subfolder named by client slug and quarter. Inside the workspace root sits a single CLAUDE.md file. This is the brain. It tells Claude Code 3 things before any session starts. First, which directory it's currently allowed to write to. Second, the shared library path that's read only by default. Third, the forbidden cross-references, meaning a client project can never import from a product folder and a product can never reference client code. That one rule has saved me from at least a dozen near disasters. The shared lib folder sits at the root and contains battle-tested utilities, PDF parsing, auth wrappers, email senders, database connectors. Both products and clients can read from it, but writes require an explicit prompt confirmation. I literally have a line in CLAUDE.md that says, if you're about to modify anything in /lib, stop and ask the operator first. Claude respects it. Now let's walk through the 4 days. Day 1 is intake. The client sends me a Loom, a Google Doc, or we hop on a call. I dump everything into a single markdown file called intake.md inside their client folder. Then I run my intake prompt chain. First prompt, read intake.md and produce a 1-page problem statement in plain English. No jargon, no solutions yet. Second prompt, based on that problem statement, produce a technical spec with explicit scope boundaries, listed integrations, and a risk section. Third prompt, turn that spec into a repo scaffold plan, listing every file with a 1-line purpose. By end of day 1, I have a spec the client can sign and a scaffold ready to generate. Day 2 and 3 are the build loop. This is where most people burn out because they try to one-shot everything. I don't. I use what I call subagent-driven QA. The main agent writes a feature. Then I spawn a fresh subagent with a single instruction. Act as a skeptical code reviewer who has never seen this code base. Find 3 things that will break in production. The subagent comes back with real issues every single time. Hard-coded values, missing error handling, race conditions. I feed those back to the main agent and we patch. This loop runs maybe 6 to 10 times across the 2 days. Deployment to staging is a single command. I have a deploy script in each client folder that builds, runs migrations, pushes to the staging environment, and posts the URL into a Slack channel I share with the client. The script was itself written by Claude, customized per stack, but it always follows the same interface, so I don't have to remember which client uses which provider. Day 4 is the handoff package. This is the day most freelancers skip, and it's the one that gets you referrals. I prompt Claude to generate 3 artifacts. A README that explains the architecture in language a non-technical founder can follow. An Access doc listing every credential, every dashboard, every third-party account with login instructions. And a Loom script, literally a teleprompter-style walkthrough I read while screen recording. The client gets a clean delivery pack, not a zip file and a prayer. Now, the 3 guardrails that make all of this safe. Guardrail 1. Separate Git remotes. Every client folder has its own remote. Products have their own. No shared repository, ever. If I accidentally commit client code, it physically cannot end up in a product repo because the remote doesn't exist there. Guardrail 2. Environment isolation. Each client folder has its own .env file and its own dependency lock file. No global installs. No shared virtual environments. Claude knows from CLAUDE.md to always activate the local environment before running anything. Guardrail 3. The daily product check. Every morning before I touch any client work, I run a single command that hits the health endpoints of my 3 products and posts the status to my phone. If anything is red, products come first. Always. Client work waits. This rule alone is why my products have stayed up while I've delivered dozens of engagements. The result of running this pipeline is boring, which is exactly the point. Clients get clean deliveries on predictable timelines. My products keep shipping. I don't hire. I don't subcontract. 1 senior engineer, 1 workspace, and a set of rules that Claude Code respects, because they're written down where it can read them every session. If you want the actual CLAUDE.md template, the intake prompt chain, and the deploy script structure I just walked through, head to BizflowAI.io. And you'll see the kind of delivery systems we build for clients who want this running in their own business. Hit subscribe and ring the bell so the next breakdown lands in your feed. And if you have a workflow you want automated end-to-end, book a free 30-minute discovery call at BizflowAI.io, and we'll map it out together.